Caesar green, black, shrimp orange, Hulk green. I don't think you can kind of force it into that narrative because it wasn't created with that intention. If you really look deeper into it, it was, completed by the shamans of communities of people. It was more of like them entering like a spiritual state of mind and meditative state of mind where they would connect with their ancestors and kind of channel images. If I wasn't making money off of this and selling it in a capitalistic society, I guess we could then have a conversation of it not being art, but it's very much to me something that is bought and sold. Things like intuition, like those feelings have a bigger effect on us as humans, I think, than what we can see. So what we can see mostly is just like illusion, bro, like money, race, class, materiality. It's all an illusion, bro. It's like you see it, but it's made up. 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 As much as I can like go and paint for corporate, the ability to, I think, still create these images, these characters, and to like express them, for me, is still such a magical ability that I believe I have. I think that the story has always existed. I believe that like ideas just exist in like this universal library that some people can tap into and some people can't. So I don't believe that there's anything new under the sun. I very much just look at myself as like a doorway, a channel of sorts for creativity. If you trust your eyes more than you trust your heart, you find yourself in very strange positions. That for me affects what I create because it just opens me up to more than just like what we can physically see, and more gets me in tune with what we can feel. Because when you kind of realize like what you can feel is a lot more stronger and definitive than what you can see, you almost realize that putting any significance on what you can see instead of what you can feel is like stupid. Does an artist actually create from their own individuality, or are we merely just regurgitating ideas over and over again? Like my visual language has very much been almost carved out. If you see something on a wall without my signature in my style, you'll be able to identify that that's me. Whereas paintings, let's say in 2021 or 2020, people would say, oh, that's very Basquiat of you. I've taken what I needed to from the artists that inspired me to create what I am right now. I'm not really like leaning on them anymore, I think, as heavily as I used to. I used to like pretty much just fucking watch Basquiat documentaries and almost emulate him. Same with George Condo, but I think that's what I needed to do in order to develop my visual language. I always tell people that art school taught me the artist that I didn't want to become. I've fallen in love with my art since coming to Joburg. Has been completely different to how invested I was in it in Cape Town. The art of negotiating your insecurity with yourself is so important. Because I think as an artist, that's your biggest rival between you and success, is your own doubt, your own insecurity. That moment of like, what color goes here? What if I put the wrong color? What if I put the right color? Just that conversation that happens, that the artwork forces you to have with yourself, is so beautiful because it's almost a defining, nuanced moment of like you actualizing your power, because you choosing, you're like, you are solely responsible for this decision right now. And it can be beautiful if you trust that it's going to be beautiful, or it'll be a fuck up if you do it doubting that it'll be beautiful. high that you get, I think, as a creative, like being able to make is definitely addictive. My entire art school degree, I was fucking smoking weed so intensely. And I think just growing up the way I did and having like a very traumatic household growing up, was worrying about money, was worrying about something. Weed was just like a great escape. Yeah, man, my drinking problem started when I was like 15. Getting drunk in high school, in uniform, passing out on campus, and having my teachers have to call my mom and shit, bro. Like, that's not normal. My substance abuse landed me up in the psych ward, handcuffed to a bed. Half the world are alcoholics, but they won't admit it. An alcoholic isn't like what you see on the movies. An alcoholic is somebody who is embedded in the culture of drinking. Drinking is a part of their lifestyle. Like if you're smoking, you're addicted to smoking, and if you drink every day, you're addicted. I super advocate for normalizing conversation about mental health, normalizing that I struggle with depression or I struggle with anxiety is the same way I'm able to normalize struggling with addiction problems. Nobody wants to call themselves alcoholics because then you're actually going to have to acknowledge that you are and do something about it or not. And if you don't do something about it, you're making the decision to not do something about it. And that's just fucked up. Encouraging more people to consider sobriety, even as like creatives.